time Tocky and I make saves like this, or this, every weekend.
This morning we played host to Bridlington Rangers at Haworth. After our much needed win on Thursday against Springhead, we'd look to make it 2 from 2 and do the double over Brid. So with that said, we're straight into the match. Both sides started slow as Brid got this throw on our right which 9 hooks into the box. With a quick call of keepers, Kenny left it for me to grab as 16 lurked. 5 minutes later, Betsy pressured the Brid defence as 40 tried to bring it out, but Betsy persisted and dispossessed 9. Tom then brought the loose ball forward and passed back to Betsy, who flicked it over for Archie C. He controlled it and tried to bring it down, but 40 got off footing and Archie C swung a left boot at it, but the shot was blocked and cleared away. Goose battled the ball back seconds later and Will picked up the pieces before he drove forward on halfway. He then slipped the ball through to Archie C on the edge of the box, who turned his marker and shot, but his effort was a few yards wide. Coops then intercepted the goal kick which Betsy chased for, giving him to 15, the slip with 1 turn. Her next touch saw her put a crossbin for Archie C and Tom arriving, but it was well met by the Brid keeper. Brid battled the ball off Archie K for a lumping downfield which Spencer hoofed away. Will jostled with 4, holding him off so Archie could head away. Brid's 3 got in quickly before Tom which 9 headed back. Archie got another header into Archie C, who dropped it and laid it off to Chaz. He then knocked it forward for Betsy, who tried a quick 1-2 with Archie C, but Brid's 39 just got there before Betsy and turned out for a corner. Brid's clearance then had me out to clear with Archie holding off the attacker. My pass to Spencer in space gave him time to try and pick a pass over to Archie C, but 40 cleared. It fell straight to Chaz, who took a touch for shooting low, which the Brid keeper was down to. A couple of minutes later, Brid had this free kick mid in our half, which 40 stepped up to take, but the wall did its job as the ball took a nick off Will's shoulder and out for a corner which Tom got cleared. We then had this corner which Archie put into the middle, which Brid did not fully clear. Spencer intercepted it, laid it back for Coops on the edge of the box, who hit a first time shot at goal, but it was over. Another corner on the far side was put into the mix by Archie K, but Brid's 40 was there to clear. Coops chased the clearance and laid back for Kenny, who lofted that one back into the box. Tom met it well and tried to flick it on for Archie C, but the Brid keeper pushed him out wide. Archie C spun the edge of the box and put it back in, which was over Tom and Betsy. She pressured and won the ball back on the edge of the box. She passed to Coops, whose shot was blocked, and Archie K battled the ball back, which fell for Betsy to hit at goal. The Brid keeper was there to gather. As we got towards half-time, Brid threw one in on the far side, which Kenny headed away, but a Brid player hit it to 16. He stopped the ball and shimmied Coops for crossing. I was out quick though to pluck it out of the air with 4 lurking behind Will, and I rushed to the edge of my area and rolling out to Tom, and with that we was at half-time. So at half-time the game was goalless. We had the better chances and more of them, but neither keeper really being tested. Alfie came on for Betsy as we came on for the second half. 2 minutes in, Brid cleared, which Kenny tapped to Coops. He dinked one over for Chaz, but 39 got there first, but miscontrolled as the ball bounced off another Brid player, for Archie C nicked it inside the box. He turned both of them and lofted across it to Alfie, who coming away from goal tried to flick it back towards goal, but the Brid keeper was there to grab. A few minutes later we had a throw which Archie took to Will, who passed straight back. Archie looked across but was crowded out, so he laid back to Chaz. Chaz drove forward and beat the Brid player for smashing it a goal from 30 yards. Unfortunately it was straight at the Brid keeper. Brid with numbers crowded out Tom and Will on the far side as a ball forward was cut out by Spencer. He controlled, breezed past 3 and then over halfway 7 came across but was shrugged off as 2 then also tried to. But Spencer's run was halted as 15 caught his heels. All the play was pulled back for this free kick. Archie C stepped up and struck one at goal which beat the wall, but his shot didn't drop quite enough as it dipped over the crossbar and landed on top of the net. Kenny took a corner on the far side which wasn't cleared properly, and Tom headed the ball forward towards goal. Arch Kay then tried to flick it in, but his attempt was just over. After nearly 50 minutes, the Gaelic aim had fallen flat, with neither side really not doing much, as a Brid throw went back to their keeper. He controlled then picked it up as Alfie pressed him. His kick down there moments later was headed by Coops, which Spencer then headed. The ball forward was tapped inside by Tom for Coops, who put an inch-perfect dink over, as Archie beat the offside trap and burst through. He took his chance first time, lifting it over the onrushing Brid keeper and finally breaking the deadlock with less than 10 minutes left in the game. Minutes later, we nearly doubled our lead as I gathered this with Spencer covering. With a shout from Alfie, I hoofed it forward towards him, which he definitely took and glanced ahead of Archie to chase, again beating the offside trap, racing through surely to double our lead, but his low left-footed drive across goal was brilliantly turned away by a strong hand from the Brid keeper, a classic Route 1 attack. Brid cleared up from just outside their box to halfway, which Archie knocked forward. Spencer pressured as Chaz nipped him, battling the ball back, passing forward to Betsy. She passed to Alfie, who, after losing it, challenged and got it back from two Brid players before unleashing from the edge of the area. His shot beat the Brid keeper and looked to be dipping in, but fell just wide. With a few minutes remaining of the match, Brid's goal kick pinged around their players before Tom pressed a wayward pass was intercepted by Chaz. He shrugged off the Brid player and slipped a low ball to Archie to get, which he did, but the ball bobbled up a split second later before he struck it and the ball skewed wide, and with that we saw the match out. So after that high-intensity match on Thursday night, the game this morning barely got started and quickly fell flat. We got the job done though, as it was a fair reflection on the game, giving us having more chances and the Brid keeper having a lot more to do. Next week we play away to Tixon Colts, who are yet to lose this season and are in dead set to gain promotion come the end of the season. Catch you then.